Hello and a warm welcome to this special broadcast where the Federal's its sister concern, Puthiyathalaimurai and Apt Research Group have conducted an all-India pre-poll survey just ahead of the elections. This pre-poll survey was conducted across 19 states during the period of December 2023 and January 2024 to gauge the pulse of the voters. Today is our third episode, and I'll tell you what we are going to talk about. But just for a recap, for the last 2 days, we have been bringing very interesting insights for the viewers according to the surveys which were done. Some very interesting questions which we had taken up. For example, who is the most popular Prime Minister? Of course, Narendra Modi. Who's the most popular opposition leader? Rahul Gandhi. Then, of course, coming to issues, unemployment and price rise remain the biggest issues. And people have voted on the basis of these issues which we had picked up. But moving ahead on our third episode today, we will now go on to the seat-wise projection across states. And today we shall take up two states, that is Gujarat and Maharashtra. I want to come to Gujarat first, and then we will go on to Maharashtra and look at the vote share percentage which is there for the 2024. And this is the vote share prediction I'm giving you. BJP has a vote share of 66.09%. That's a vote share which has been predicted after this survey. Congress, 23.28%. Others' opinion is 4.39%. And can't say and don't know, that is 6.24. Now, let's delve deep into the discussion now, and I'll go on to this vote share prediction first. Now, let me introduce my panelists. We have with us Girish Joshi, who's the managing editor of Marine Times. He's joining us from Gujarat. Thank you so much. We have Sanjay Jog, who's a senior journalist and political commentator from Maharashtra. Thank you so much for joining. We have Raghuram T, who's the president of the Apt Research Group, the group which has conducted the pre-poll survey, and S. Srinivasan, who's editor-in-chief of The Federal and head of Puthiyathalaimurai. So thank you so much for joining. Now, I'll begin the discussion with Girish Joshi. Now, talking about the breakup of the percentage which we see, 66.09%, which has been predicted. And if you compare it with the 2019 figure, 2019, the vote share, which was just 63.09. So we see a jump of roughly about 3%. Girish, what would you really say to this? And then I'll come to Raghuram. Your first thoughts, and then I'll go to Raghuram. Yeah.
See, first thing is we will have to understand their social engineering in Gujarat that they have learned, they have mastered for almost last 24 years, 25 years. One thing, if you know, is, they have followed a thing which was invented in 1880 by Elbridge, gerrymandering, Gary. Now, this is exactly what they have done on the panchayat level, the municipality level, and the corporation level. We know some areas, they have just broken the areas which were Muslim dominated or not committed to BJP. So they very smartly segregated those areas, changed the under delimitation, changed the booths, and this is exactly they have carried on this business for long. Now they are not deterred by all these things as we have seen for last two elections. They have got their homework done very well. The best example aside of Gujarat, if I talk, is recently is Assam. Assam, they have won because of that gerrymandering. They have smartly carved out the areas which were Muslim dominated. Something like, if I tell you, is one area which I was mentioning in Tejpur. So Muslim dominated areas had been carved out. And now recently, if you see, their system of working is the Muslim areas are getting deliberately disturbed. So what they want is they want to reduce the domination and they want the people to leave away that area.
Right.
Because there were certain cases where particular areas around 15 to 20,000 votes, they were not allowed to come out of their areas. But that was, little blemishing. You can't do every time. So now they've adopted this system that where is the concentrated area, they should disturb it. And the Muslims should move away from that area. So automatically, the Hindu-dominated area and the candidate is sure to win. This is their social engineering.
Right. That's an important point you've made, but I would like to go to Raghuram. Raghuram, while you were conducting this survey, now what does this vote percentage really mean? And of course, that factor which Girish just pointed out. What, according to you, is the biggest takeaway from the Gujarat vote percentage?
my view, when compare our opinion poll findings with the 2019 Lok Sabha results, last time the gap between the BJP and the Congress was 30 percentage points. It has expanded to 42 percentage points now. To what extent the Congress is able to bridge the gap in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections is one aspect that we can focus on. With around 6.24% of the voters not decided, if Congress is able to influence more of them, then the gap will reduce. But I don't think it may alter the outcome of the election.
Right.
It looks more one-sided race here, like it has been in the last election too.
Right. So it's a one-sided race. But Girish, if I may ask you, the performance of the Congress. Now, Congress really, it seems, has given up on Gujarat completely.
The first reason is, they have always been betrayed. Recently in Gujarat, if you see, after particularly Narendra Modi taking up as CM, they started plotting their people into Congress. Now, recently, when you see they are removed, I know the instances where Kamalam, the Bajap headquarters, used to get facts from PCC office. What are the plannings? What is happening? And now, recently, when they have started scrutinizing, they understand that there were so many people who were literally be on the payroll and working for Congress. So this was obvious that they were not able to capture, and even future, unless they clean up this whole issue. See, they are still playing the rugby on the old horses. And once that is happening, you have to bring in the new people who literally start shouting when we go personally and meet them that, they're not even ready to listen to us that what is going on. Niluji.
Right. All right. So let me go to Srini, sir, and then I'll come up with the next set of graphics. Srini, sir, if you look at the vote percentage, what according to you is the biggest takeaway? BJP 66.09, Congress 23.28, and others' opinion is 4.39. So what does the Gujarat story look like just ahead of the polls?
It seems, there is no great thing here. It's a simple sweep like they have done. In fact, they seem to have even better than the increase their poll percentage. Look, some of these signs are very visible. For instance, we have had stories from our correspondent that they're trying to find difficulties in finding some opposition people in the state assembly. That's a kind of a situation where the Gujarat model seemed to have no work for the BJP, and Congress have not been able to work its way back into this. Another interesting thing I would like to know, if Aam Aadmi Party, which did so well earlier assembly election, and then it seems as if it is going to be some kind of a promising thing, what are they up to now? Obviously, in Gujarat, there are a lot of tribal votes also. That's another interesting factor. Yeah. It's not just that in Gujarat, they have just used this whole thing of marginalizing one particular community. They've managed to win across the the support of other communities as well, such as tribals. They have worked which used to be traditionally a stronghold of Congress. So this is obviously they have to very seriously examine that what is not working. They even tried some other leaders to sectional leaders. They tried to pull from BJP. They had some section leaders also, community leaders, but none of them seem to be working. So I think it's really a serious situation for Congress in Gujarat, and this Gujarat model, it's what it started, seemed to have reached its penultimate now.
Yeah, absolutely. But you raised an important point, sir, on the tribals and how Aam Aadmi Party is really responding in Gujarat. Girish, you would want to make a point here on the tribals bit, on how Aam Aadmi Party is responding just ahead of the elections?
Neeluji, again I come to the same point. Out of 13 districts during the formation of Gujarat, 17, now we are 33. And if you see that breakaways, they are particularly done into these backward areas, tribal areas. It's easy to control because you start working for simple thing and their needs are very minimal. And particularly if you see now, I agree with Srinivasan Saab, is the person who is going to now vote has not seen any other government for last 20 years. And whatever they say, And very finally, they are concentrating the cities. 15 corporations, big cities are, getting into, they are literally killing the agriculture. People are living and coming into because they want to have a good life. Now, this concentration here, now this goes apart. That doesn't matter whether it is tribal or something. And literally, as he said rightly, that they have started working on the very small marginal demands of Adivasis and tribals and all. And then they are paid. And mostly, as you said, their leaders have been picked up from Congress who were definitely working for them. But that is always for a price.
Right.
As I said, they have all been members of Congress and then they have been done. If you see Bharuch is the district which has got the highest municipal Muslim dominated area.
Right.
And as far as we know, younger Congresses never liked Ahmed Patel.
Right.
And I know even our Aaj Tak correspondents, when they came there, they were blunt to tell me that he's on the payroll of BJP. So you don't expect him to answer anything against BJP. So if that was the case, and now what is happening is, normally in Gujarat till 1965, Patels were dominating, who were deciding.
Right.
Suddenly, Madhav Singh Solanki comes and breaks the domination by making a Kham theory. Kshatriyas, Harijan, Adivasis, and Muslims. They recorded and they had a majority of, I think he hit the record 149 seats at that time, which is not being still broken. But to counter that, Patels were brought in.
But what about the minorities? There are a lot of Muslims as well. And how are they responding? And I would just connected to that, I'll ask one question from Raghuram also. But before that, how are the Muslims in Gujarat responding?
Muslims are, literally, if I see, they are 80% of Muslims are into business.
Okay.
And the fear factor that works. In last local elections, when we had been to some Muslim areas, they said that if we don't vote them, they will put our children behind the bars. This was the fear factor concept working there, literally. So they thought, let them come, at least we'll live in peace, we will have a representative from that area.
Right. So it's more out of fear that, people are voting, especially from the minority community. But Raghuram, one question to the last bit where we put out the vote share prediction, where 6.24% of the people are saying can't say and don't know. Now, this particular percentage which we have put out, is this sample size from a particular area, or it is across the broader spectrum where the survey was done? Any particular pockets which are saying that can't say and don't know?
No, it's uniform toward all over the state. It is uniform.
All right. So once again, let's put out the next set of graphics on Gujarat. And that is which shows the vote share breakup of all the parties, just for a glance. Nisha, if you could put out that graphics where we'll put out the vote share prediction. That is BJP with a whopping 66.09 vote share prediction. Congress 23.28%, others opinion 4.39, and as we were discussing, can't say don't know is 6.24. So what does it really mean in terms of the number of seats? So Gujarat has 26 Lok Sabha seats. So let's find out what our vote share, what our seat prediction says according to the survey which we have done. Nisha, if you could put out the graphics on the number of seats, and then we'll go into the discussion. So 26 seats in Gujarat. So let's put out the graphics on the seats. Here it goes. 26 out of 26. So which means that BJP is winning all the 26 seats of Lok Sabha for the coming elections. That is what the pre-poll survey conducted by the Federal-Puthiyathalaimurai and apt research group have put out. The BJP is winning all the 26 Lok Sabha seats in Gujarat. So a quick word from Raghuram, and then I'll come to Girish and Srini sir. Raghuram, over to you. So all seats won by BJP, or do you still see some challenges ahead?
No, I don't think so. The Congress may at best bridge the gap, narrow down the gap from 42%. If they can come up to 33%, they'll be close to what it was in the last election. But even at with the 30 percentage point gap, BJP won all the seats. So as on today, it appears that they will win all the seats.
Right. All right. So Girish, 26 out of 26, is not surprising, is on the lines of what everyone had expected, according to you?
Yes, but this time we can little expect is last time the damage in assembly what was done by AAP. If you see that vote percentage missing out with independents deliberately posted there, if you see that it was a very tough fight. They would have been neck to neck. So if this is the modus operandi, and if somebody doesn't walk in to eat away the votes of Congress, possibly they might have little walkover into 3 or 4 seats. That's what we estimate.
Right. All right. Srini sir, 26 out of 26 to BJP. It's not surprising.
Yeah, not at all. But one thing we should not forget that basically this is a place of both Amit Shah, Modi and Amit Shah. It's Amit Shah.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So this is the place where you have both Prime Minister Modi belong to Gujarat, and we have Amit Shah from there. And it's not just pure politics. They also demonstrated in your eye kind of a thing that they brought up a lot of international events to Gujarat. They have a large cricket stadium, perhaps one of the biggest cricket stadiums we have in India. Then there is Gujarat industry, so many foreign direct investment. So though there are investment melas held in different states, Prime Minister himself goes to Gujarat and takes initiative in getting a better FDI flow into Gujarat. Apparently, every year there's a huge target this year also, and it's a claim that up till this March, last March, they got about 2.39 lakh crore. So, so Gujaratis are also seeing the kind of, and they are more business oriented, and they're also kind of seeing that what kind of investments are coming to their state and what kind of advantage they're getting having a prime minister and home minister together from the state.
Right.
I think that also plays a very positive role there for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sanjay, there have been stories in the past that, most of all the infrastructure and all is focused more towards Gujarat rather than Maharashtra. Industries going to Gujarat, not settling down too much in Maharashtra. So looking at the Gujarat result, would you want to comment? 26 on 26 seats. But will it have any kind of impact on Maharashtra? And then after that, we'll go into the Maharashtra discussion.
As I have to tell you this, Gujarat definitely for BJP is important. For BJP in Maharashtra, it is also important because both Prime Minister, as Sini said, Home Minister come from there. Not only that, you must see the Prime Minister after Uttar Pradesh is making all the time visits to Maharashtra. This is 7th visit. He was to visit on 19th, which has been deferred. He was to inaugurate the much debated Mumbai Coastal Road, a first phase of it, which is quite crucial because there are 6 seats in Mumbai and they want to have all 6 seats, both with him, BJP and the Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena. As you rightly said, about some 2 lakh crore worth projects have gone to Gujarat. The controversy is still on about Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train. At the same time, that diamond bourses, again, some of the companies have decided to come back to Maharashtra. So all these points definitely are there, but BJP is not at all bothered. They said Gujarat is definitely +1 destination for FDIs. They have already, outsmarted Maharashtra. When it comes to election, if Maharashtra with their mission 45 plus, they will definitely get it. I think Gujarat will come and complement them.
Right. So now let's move on to Maharashtra, which is our second state. We'll be taking 2 states every day from now onwards. So stay tuned to this pre-poll survey, which has been conducted by the Federal-Puthiyathalaimurai and apt research group. So let's play out the graphics for Maharashtra, the vote share prediction for 2024. Now look at this chart very, very carefully. BJP in Maharashtra with a vote share of 36.03%. Just keep noting this down. BJP 36.03%, Congress 17.06%, NCP Sharad Pawar, that is 6.40%. Now let's not forget that NCP is also a split party with 2 factions, Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar. So the Sharad Pawar faction of the NCP is getting a vote share of 6.40%. Similarly, Ajit Pawar's faction of NCP is getting 7.05%. Then similarly, Shiv Sena, which is also again split into two factions. Eknath Shinde's faction gets about 8.22%. Then Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena, 9.92%. And others' opinion is 5.61, and can't say, don't know, is 9.60. Now, let's go to Sanjay Jog now. Sanjay, the story for BJP, 36.03%. And I'm talking only about the vote share. Would you agree with this figure?
I think I will have to differ with your findings, because the sources to whom which I've been talking to in BJP, even though, let's talk about their first mission. As far as Maharashtra is concerned, after Uttar Pradesh, there are 48 Lok Sabha seats. Last time they had contested 25, 123. Right now their mission is 45 plus, because they have already taken Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar on board. So they are definitely looking at A, consolidation of Hindutva, B, also to cut into size Sharad Pawar, who has remained as the tallest Maratha leader in Maharashtra, but after a split, they want to marginalize him. And the third, Uddhav Thackeray, as they still continue to project him as a villain, and now as how he has, from a Hindutva has gone to a secularism. So these are the points which are quite crucial for them to achieve their mission 45 plus. But there are definitely some negative that BJP knows. A, the major issue is with regard to the transfer of votes from Eknath Shinde to basically BJP. That's not happening according to their sources. Same thing with Ajit Dada Pawar. Ajit Pawar may have a clout in Western Maharashtra, Pune, Satara, Sangli, Kolhapur, but what about his leadership in the rest of Maharashtra? So that's another issue. And the third very interesting issue that BJP is definitely finding is that although they have reached out to, in Maharashtra, for the knowledge of the viewers, there are 48 Lok Sabha seats, 288 assembly seats, but more to that, there are 99,000 booths. Very interestingly, Nilu, BJP has already reached out to all those booths. So they are worried about how this network can be taken up by their allies, that is Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena and Ajit Pawar-led. So they are not at all sure about that. And that's why I still feel the numbers that you are showing, I really don't want to go by that, but no doubt their mission is 45 plus. How they will achieve it, that is to be seen, because they have already started, making aggressively this Hindutva Ram Mandir. And again, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's favorite project of the only he considers the four castes, that is the youth, then a woman, and the poor and whatnot. So they are also going ahead with huge, programs and a slew of decisions at the cabinet level, basically to reach out to OBCs, then basically Muslims and the rest of the backward classes. So I definitely feel that the BJP will not, with this, a couple of opinion, you may heard in the recently, one of these TV channel came out with this survey showing that the Mahavikas Aghadi will get 26, while they will be settled at 22. So they said, fine. They are not at all, disheartened by their such kind of findings. In fact, they are taking it as at a positive level and further stepping it for reaching out to the booth level. And I really feel, as BJP has decided to ride on Modi wave and the Modi factor, but the one thing Mr. Modi has been telling, that's what the core committee members from the state BJP tells me, that don't only go by Modi and Modi, you have to also come out with their own kind of a network. So right now, BJP is busy in strengthening their network, but they are not at all sure about how Ajit Pawar-led NCP and Shinde-led Shiv Sena will come.
But cumulatively, BJP along with Eknath Shinde's camp of Shiv Sena and Ajit Pawar camp of Shiv Sena, and we all know that, why the party was split and it's trying to shore up numbers. But what about the opposition? What are the prospects for the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi? Because recently with the exit of Ashok Chavan, now has all these exits, are they really denting the opposition's prospects in Maharashtra?
Should I tell you, because I have been covering Murli Devra and his son Milind Devra in Mumbai, who had contested twice from South Mumbai. Unfortunately, over the period, he had lost any kind of a grip and presence within the Mumbai Congress, which used to be the torchbearer for the Congress party for the state. So, this Baba Siddiqui, again, a kind of a quote unquote within the party as a spent force, even though he was projected as a Muslim leader that Ajit Pawar led group as back. So that's the issue. Third, Ashok Chavan, no doubt, for almost over 50 years, he has been in politics. He has been in his shadow of his father, the tallest leader of the Congress party, Shankarrao Chauhan, and he has remained a kind of a loyal and committed worker, as he always go on telling. But what was Ashok Chauhan's definite contribution is that during 2009, assembly election, he along with Manikrao Thakre were successful duo to get Congress party won 86 seats. That's the biggest ever thing Congress has backed in Maharashtra post, whatever is happening in 1980s. So what I was telling is that Ashok Chauhan may have a cloud in out of 8, Lok Sabha seats in Marathwada. That is Nanded, that is his home district, Parbhani, the adjoining district, the Hingoli. You may recall Rajiv Satyav was elected in 2014 only because of the active support and the proactive role played by Ashok Chauhan, because Hingoli comes next to Nanded. So I think by and large, Congress party is definitely, like yesterday they have downplayed saying that Darpok jo hai, wo ja rahe hai, but the rest of the party is not splitting. But at the same time, look at it yesterday. I mean, we go by whatever the indications we receive. Yesterday, after post Ashok Chauhan joining, Ramesh Chennitala, who is the in charge of Maharashtra, went and meet along with all the local leaders to Sharad Pawar. Mr. Pawar again met, with his party leaders and decided to have a joint meetings and also a kind of a collaborative effect. So also right now, Uddhav Thackeray is moving in across the state, visiting shakas in Mumbai and the rest of the state. So I think I can't totally go by your survey saying that Uddhav Thackeray will not get a single seat. I don't believe in that. Shiv Sena has been traditionally having a forte basically and the bastion of Konkan. That's a crucial. You may recall just now, the BJP's candidatures for the Rajya Sabha have been declared. Narayan Rane has been dropped. So he may be asked at this age to contest from Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg, where Shiv Sena is definitely going to give a much of a challenge. So also in Raigad, where Sunil Tatkare, the sitting MP, who has shifted with Ajit Pawar, will be the candidate where former minister will take him, Anand Gite. So I think Uddhav Thackeray is reaching out to his traditional voters, mobilizing factors like, most of the Muslims, in Maharashtra, out of 48 seats, almost 46 to certain pockets. Should I say the assembly constituencies where Muslims are definitely playing a major role. And most of them are right now siding with Uddhav Thackeray. By and large, Mahavikas Aghadi is not at all deterred, but they are definitely in a fighting mood. Let's see how much they can consolidate their position. But right now, BJP definitely has got an edge.
Right. So I'll request Nisha to once again play out the next set of graphics, which shows the final vote share prediction of Maharashtra. And then I'll go to Raghuram. Vote share of BJP is 36.03%. Congress is 17.06. NCP's Sharad Pawar 6.40. NCP's Ajit Pawar faction 7.05. Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde 8.22. Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray 9.92. Others' opinion is 5.61. And can't say, don't know is 9.70. Now that's the vote share prediction for 2024. So Raghuram, what does this data set really mean to you, while you were conducting this pre-poll survey? What does the story in Maharashtra look like according to you?
The 4 points are in the last 5 years, from 2019, BJP has gained around 8 percentage points of votes.
Right.
The second point is the Eknath Shinde faction and Uddhav Thackeray faction combined, they have lost 6 percentage points of the vote they got in 2019. So it is my assumption, it's only an assumption, that probably a small cross-section of the Shiv Sena voters are migrating towards the BJP. It's only my assumption. So third point is the combined vote share of the BJP front is 53.30%, and the combined vote share of the Congress front is 33.38% as per the opinion poll findings, which means there is a wide 17.92 percentage point gap between these two fronts.
Right.
So
all right.
4 major takeaways from the study.
Right. So, Srini sir, does it look like a close fight in Maharashtra then? We'll put out the seat share projection a little later. But looking at the vote share percentage, does it look like a close fight between BJP and if you look at the BJP combined and the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi. So do we see some kind of a serious fight in Maharashtra?
No, like Raghuram just now pointed out, the vote share as per his opinion poll, the difference is nearly 17%. The NDA, if you all combine together, it's working out about 51, whereas this is averaging about 34%. That's the others getting. So, look, the way I see it is BJP wasn't confident just by breaking Shiv Sena. They broke Shiv Sena. They got the party, a major chunk of all the MLAs, and then they were not satisfied. They had to go and break NCP. And they broke the NCP because if you see the seat share also, if you see the opinion poll projections, it's almost divided between the two, though, Sharad Pawar faction has got some and the other one, Ajit Pawar also got. So it split almost midway. I think they are still not satisfied. Now they are actually trying to break Congress party, which is very clear. So what you can see is Milind Devral's announcement came on the day when Rahul Gandhi started his yatra in January. Then now you heard about Baba Siddiqui. Now you're hearing about Ashok Chavan. So they are also now focusing region-wise. Of course, Chavan has a better thing in Marathwada and especially Nanded. So probably they want to work on that area. Second is, again, I would see that they will have some strategy for Vidarbha as well. They will try to maybe woo some more Congress leaders from there. So obviously they are picking out vulnerable. They are also seeing who are the possible leaders whom they can pull from Congress now. The very fact that the white paper of BJP, the government, which the party which released after the presentation of budget by finance minister, very clearly mentioned the Chavan's. It did not name Chavan, but it did name the housing scam. Adarsh housing scam. Why should the scam be there? And then it was named as very clear that he's perhaps the main accused. So they are the one who are attacking him earlier. So all this indicates that they're still not so confident, though our opinion poll clearly shows that they are doing better. But I think they don't want to leave anything to chances. And they are trying to... another thing I would say from the polling booths, which he was pointing out earlier, that they're working on each and every polling booth. Last 2019, at least there are 8 constituencies where the average polling was less than 50%. You see, the state overall average crossed 61%, but there were 8 seats which are lower than 50. I think that's the way BJP works, as I'm sure they already have people on the ground looking at each voter list very carefully, what they call as Panna Pramod, and trying to approach and fill all the holes. So I see 2 things happening. Working on the ground is what they will do. And the second is, of course, try to further break. There's still more news left, perhaps.
Okay. One quick comment from Girish. What do you feel when you look at this particular finding regarding the vote share as far as Maharashtra is concerned? Do you see that this Gujarat model is also active in Maharashtra? Sorry.
Surely, I'll tell you one very smart example how they operate is. There was one constituency in Kutch where there was a very powerful community like Banushalis. Suddenly, the Bajap fellow starts abusing him 3 or 4 days before the election. What happens is that which was about to go to Congress, suddenly one man from Banushali community stands up and he breaks away both the votes. Ultimately, what happened is Bajap's confirmed votes were there and the Congress vote got split. So this smartly, when they're putting up independent candidates, we have to just take into consideration that how they're managing that social engineering that they do. This is what they'll do in Maharashtra also. They start operating a week before and suddenly, some independent candidate from that particular community, which they think is about to go to Congress, they'll break it up. This modus operandi we have seen for last 20 years in Gujarat that they do normally.
Right. All right. So now let's put out the final seat projection for Maharashtra. And Maharashtra has 48 Lok Sabha seats. And here are the results on your screen. So it's 8 seats to Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi, and BJP gets 40 seats. Yes. So Sanjay, you were saying something.
So,
yes.
No, I was just telling, I think I'm still definitely looking at the poll campaign strategy worked out by three parties. One more factor that you are not taking into a survey is the inclusion and induction of Prakash Ambedkar-led Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi, who it is like, for their own Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi, they had cut into and eaten into votes in more than 45 assembly constituencies in 288 member assembly in 2019 elections. And also, they have also, impacted the Lok Sabha elections for Congress of almost more than 11 to 12 seats in the 2019 election. So I think you have not figured out that factor, how Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi will definitely have an, play in the entire scheme of things. That's one more thing. Secondly, three of the parties.
How many seats would it really impact, Sanjay? How many seats can it impact?
No, what I really feel is that because of Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi's entry into this thing combination, in Western Vidarbha, out of 10 seats, at least Prakash Ambedkar, along with the Congress, basically will definitely have some kind of a threat for BJP. And out of 10 constituencies, at least Akola, part of Amravati, part of basically Washim and Buldana. So we cannot totally, neglect their, calculations and what they are working on. So also in Western Maharashtra, it's quite interesting. Even though Sharad Pawar has been marginalized, but at the same time, Shiva Sena, that is Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, and along with Congress, basically the traditional Congress and Sharad Pawar will definitely have a major kind of a, challenge in part of Kolhapur, then Solapur, then Mahra and Satara. Satara, of course, because of the factionalism within the BJP, they are not even sure of winning that seat. So I still feel we'll have to analyze, keep a watch on how the strategies of the respective parties will evolve and how it will take a shape. And Nilu, can I just have this word? Out of 40, what your survey is giving to BJP, like in 2019, they contested 25 and won 23. So is there a kind of a major jump? And what will be the rise? That's not seen in your survey here. Out of 40, how much BJP?
Okay, so Raghuram, you want to answer this question?
There again, it is the BJP front, which includes Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar's faction.
Okay.
Because I mentioned that the combined vote share of the front is 53% and the combined vote share of the Congress front is 33%. The seat predictions are based on the combined vote share of these two fronts.
Okay. So individual number of seats to BJP or Congress has not been worked out?
That can also be worked out, but since they are in alliance, I think it's for a better presentation, we thought we'll give the alliance seats. Well, another point I would like to make is the vote share of the NCP in 2014, 2019, and as per our poll findings are almost the same. Whereas the vote share of the Shiv Sena, when it comes to 2019 and now, although there's a vertical split in the Shiv Sena, I think there's a three-way split in their votes. One part of it is going to the BJP. I think that is the most significant takeaway from this poll. The Shiv Sena voters of the past, 2019, they are not voting for either of the factions. Some of them are voting for the BJP in this election. So by splitting the Shiv Sena, BJP has managed, in my view, to attract a proportion of the Shiv Sena voters to it, because in the 14 and 19 elections, BJP's vote share was just the same, 27%, and this time it is higher.
Yeah. So what you're trying to say now, let's put out that graphics again, on this vote share prediction of 2024, because that particular chart has the number of seats which each party won in 2019. And on the basis of that, then we'll have some questions. Let's play out that graphics. Now, if you look at the column, seats won in 2019. Now, this has an individual breakup. BJP 3, Congress has won just 1 seat. Then, of course, the NCP was not split at that point of time. So they had 4 seats. Then Shiv Sena 18 seats and Independent got 1 seat. Now, Sanjay, over to you, and then I'll come to Srini sir. That because of the split in Shiv Sena, because of the split in NCP, is the performance of the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi really going to be that poor? Because if I'm assuming that out of, I mean, if the BJP front is winning 40 seats, so I'm assuming that Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi, according to our prediction, is just winning about 8 seats. So will the impact be so much that they'll just come down to 8 seats, as what our prediction says?
I'm again, telling you, I think while doing your survey, whether you have taken into account a major controversy which is going on about the Maratha and OBC. I think both the parties and both the combinations are working on that. In fact, Sharad Pawar led Congress, so also Congress and basically the Uddhav Thackeray front, they are in a situation wherein they want to checkmate BJP, because BJP earlier, along with Eknath Shinde, had said that they will restore the reservation of Maratha community, which was scrapped by Supreme Court in May 2021. They have failed to do that. And the new controversy which has emerged is that those who are, in the basically Nizam era of the Marathwada, now encompassing across Maharashtra, they will be given Kunbi certificate to Maratha. I think that is not going well among the OBCs, who has got a 19% reservation, and they constitute more than 52% of the population. So I think that factor is definitely going to have a major kind of, will be at play coming to in the run-up to the election. I think that is missing in your survey. And the secondly, what I will definitely importantly here happening is that even though BJP is definitely on the driver's seat, unfortunately for them, the Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar led NCP are still like piggybacking. They are unable to put up their own strength for getting that mission 45 plus reality. I think these are the very important factors. But when it comes to, as you rightly said, Mahavikas Aghadi, they are certainly, as Mr. Sharad Pawar today and yesterday also said, they may be down, but they are certainly now and not out. They have already putting in place a strategy to get there. Today only he announced that the alliance will continue, not just restricted to Rajya Sabha, but Lok Sabha, Assembly and local state government. I think that's kind of a confidence Mr. Uddhav Thackeray as well as Sharad Pawar is giving. And Congress is definitely playing a kind of a big brother role. So the Congress wants that the allies will remain intact so that they can put up a definite fight against Mahayuti.
All right. So the BJP definitely looks, in the driver's seat, Srinisa, but arithmetic might favor BJP or the BJP front. But when it comes to the sentiments on the ground, how do you think that the story will unfold in Maharashtra, Srinisa? Does it still look complicated for BJP, or they have a clear edge?
I think, if you were to ask a Congress guy, that's what he says. He says, look, the numbers may have worked in their favor. The arithmetic may be in the favoring BJP alliance as of now, but the chemistry is not working on the ground. I mean, they are making this because this kind of formulation, because they see still there are some struggles within the alliance as well. Like, for instance, Chhagan Bhujbal and others, you see what happened recently, a shootout also. So these kind of things are also happening. But I think the crucial issue is two. One is Maharashtra has been a kind of a weather vane. What Maharashtra does, because it transits, it cuts India almost between, the north and south. It's the Vindhyas, so across Vindhyas and this part of India. So it's a very crucial state. And secondly, what happens in Maharashtra has an impact on the neighboring states as well. Secondly, after UP with 48 seats, it's a major chunk. So BJP won't leave anything to chance in this state, because for two things, they have to work further on Hindutva philosophy, and second is they have to have this big state to get their big target they have set up, 400 plus this year. Well, what is interesting for me to look at the figures is how this transfer of votes actually happen, because there is a difference between the vote share and seat projection. That's always an issue. So here, if you see if I understand correctly, The Lok Sabha polls in 2019 showed a block of 15% votes, 15.66 for NCP, which is now split into Sharad and Ajit, and they are almost getting half of the cake, 6.40 and 7.05 for Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar's faction, respectively. Similarly, so it remains to be seen that who's able to transfer votes and whether people really still recognize Ajit Pawar, still recognize Sharad Pawar, sorry, or they have now shifted towards Ajit. We don't know that. Second issue is, though Ajit Pawar has been handling the party. Second is, again, Shiv Sena. I mean, it was said that, Shiv Sena might have the MLAs, but the support is with the Thackeray. Even that will be put to test here. But our projections certainly show, as far as opinion poll is concerned, the seat share between the two factions are almost divided. So we have to see how it goes. But I think there is still some action left in Maharashtra.
One last question to Sanjay Jog, and then we will wind up. What do you think is the biggest challenge for the BJP front? I'm only talking about the BJP front right now, because according to our pre-poll survey, BJP is winning 40 seats out of 48 in Maharashtra. So what, according to you, is the challenge, and what could be the variation in the numbers according to your assessment? Because you're constantly speaking to the leaders. What is your assumption, when you sense the sentiment on the ground?
I won't say the challenge, but I will certainly say that the BJP confronts with two major issues. How far the RAM will have its impact, cutting across all 48 seats. That's their major worry. How this Maratha OBC controversy is going to flare up in the days to come. That's again an issue that they will handle very carefully. And the third, very interestingly, what I really see is that even though Vidarbha, Marathwada, they have made a consolidated effort to increase their presence, but what is happening in the part of Konkan, what is also happening in Western Maharashtra, that needs to be worked, and that is definitely a kind of a mini challenge BJP feels, because there Eknath Shinde is not coming to their rescue, but also in case of Ajit Pawar. So I think by and large, even though BJP has got an edge, they will definitely have to take into account these factors while coming out with a formidable kind of an action plan to win the seats, and also, as I've been telling repeatedly, to achieve their quote-unquote mission 45 seats in Maharashtra.
All right. So today, the pre-poll, the All India pre-poll, which was conducted by the Federal-Puthiyathalaimurai and Apt Research Group, we have put out the seat projections for 2 states today. And as I told you initially, that from now onwards, we will be picking up 2 states on a daily basis and will come up with the seat projections for you. So please stay tuned. And for tomorrow, I'm not going to reveal the names of the 2 states, but just dropping you a few hints that we are picking up 2 states which have a lot in common: history, culture, many things, but vastly they are going to be very different. So you keep guessing, but stay tuned to our pre-poll survey conducted by the Federal-Puthiyathalaimurai and Apt Research Group. Thank you, all of you, Girish Joshi, Sanjay Jog, Anissa, thank you. Raghuram, it was wonderful having you on the program. Stay tuned to the Federal and subscribe.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.